All right, so this video is just a quick little one to demonstrate alternatives to the magic ring. I know that a lot of plushie or granny square style starts, the hexa cardigan start, they typically call for a magic ring. Sometimes they call for, chaining and stuff like that. But if you're struggling with the magic ring or the magic circle, I feel like this is a really good alternative that should be mentioned in those type of patterns. I know that even I, after 13 years of crocheting, can struggle with the magic ring, particularly with this type of yarn. Because if you do too much pressure on this type of yarn, it just snaps, which is frustrating. So I will show you my alternative to, it's not necessarily mine, of course, there's many people who use this exact same thing, but an alternative to the magic ring or magic circle, and then what the magic circle would look like, and then you can see what kind of difference doing it this way would have versus doing a proper magic ring. So I'm going to start with my slip knot. I want to make sure I have enough of a tail to weave in. I don't think that's going to be enough, so I'll just make it a little bit longer. All right, so there's our slip knot. I'm going to chain one, chain another one. So now I've got two, sort of. I've got that sort of start, and then I have this one. I'm going to just crochet a single crochet into that starting chain. I know this yarn is not exactly the best to view, but now I have two loops on my hook. So I yarn over, pull through. That's our first single crochet. I'm going to ignore this little doodad right there. I do the same thing with my magic ring, magic circle. I'll just use it magic ring because I saw a magic ring more often than I saw a magic circle. So I'm going to put 8 in here to make kind of a circular base. There's 2 already. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick series of increases into this round so we can have a little bit larger of an example. So there's one, just doing 2 single crochet increases into each of the previous rounds single crochets. So that's a 4, 5, and then this is number 16. So you might be able to see it, but there's this unfortunate looking hole there. But so we have a little bit of a hole, right? I'm going to do a magic ring if I can with this yarn real quick to show you what a magic ring would look like if we were able to tighten it. So you might actually see the struggle that I have with this yarn and magic rings. So we'll see if I can get that done. Let me just do this again. This isn't a tutorial for the magic ring, but you'd at least be able to see how I do it. It's my first single crochet. And for this yarn, I definitely have to be loose with it. So there's 3. I have to really be careful with my tension, because I want this yarn to be able to glide through the posts of these single crochets. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our 8, so we can have them together. So let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna pull up a little, whoops. Let's not do that. Pull up a little there. Try and, oh, come on. See, this is the struggle that I have with this. Nope. Try again. Oh, there we go. Okay. Got it. Oh, yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm actually going to put one more in because I don't really want to try single crocheting in that. So I'm just going to go right back through the center real quick and work in one more single crochet. Skipping that first one, I'm going to work my increases now. Move the yarn. I'm working from the outside, so of course I have to occasionally move my yarn bowl. And after this increase, I'm just going to quickly count my stitches. All right, so we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. Sweet. I'm going to cut. All right, just going to pull this tight. This is going to be the right side of your work. This is the wrong side, so this doesn't matter. No one's going to see this. If you're making a plushie, I should say. If you're making a granny square, someone's going to see it. Kind of quickly. So this is still the magic ring one. Just gonna, very briefly secure these rings or secure the stitches because it's not like I'm going to be using this for anything at this time. Just gonna get it out of the way so it's less noise for us. All right, I'm gonna leave this to weave in a second. This is the not magic ring. This is the faux magic ring. Go. And then back the way I came, just real quick. All right. So what I'm going to do next is on the not so magic ring, all this fluff. I do not like working with this yarn, but at least it's not too terrible of a texture. So not so magic ring, we still have a hole, and it's still pretty easy to put pretty much anything through. Whereas for the magic ring, I haven't even secured it and I can't just push this through. It takes a lot of pressure. I just realized how that looked. Anyway, so with this tail that we have here, I'm going to take my yarn needle, go, and the direction in which I worked this, remember this is the not magic ring one. This one we are going to want to secure if we want it tighter and looking like a magic ring. So I'm just going to bring my yarn through those posts as best I can. This yarn is pretty forgiving in terms of how visible it's going to look on the front side, so you don't have to worry too much. But then with the other yarn, basic yarn that you'll be probably working with more often, while it's not as forgiving, it is also a lot easier to deal with. I mean, look at this. It's so annoying. All right, back to this. I'll do a little bit more in this direction. Okay, I'm gonna pull it tight without breaking the yarn, of course. So I pulled it tight towards me, and now I'm gonna skip. I just came out of this base. I'm gonna skip this base to use this basically as an anchor point and work in the other direction. And this is how I actually weave in all of my normal magic rings. I always work it one direction, the other direction, and then back to the first direction to keep it from snapping. All right, I'm doing the same thing, going the other way real quick. So this one is the fake magic ring. This is the right side. your product facing forward side of your magic, or your base basically. This is a 8 single crochets, 16 single crochets. Here's the magic ring. This is where I'm going to tighten. And for the magic ring, because it already is kind of set up like this one eventually became to where you can tighten it, you want to tighten it first before you start weaving in the ends. So same thing, I'm just going to go through the posts where I can feel them. I'm actually feeling with my thumb to make sure my needle isn't on the outside, the right side of my work, just because I really want my needle to work in between the posts. So I'm going to go this way for a couple stitches. I'm going to skip that last post that I came out of, going back the other way. If you weave your magic rings, or basically anything, you weave anything in like this, the chances of it unraveling are very, very slim. A lot of times what people think is unraveling when the person that has gifted them something, you know, like the little ends and stuff, that's just from where they wove in. After wear and usage and stuff, the little itty bitty bits will start to wear out, like start to peek out, but that's, you can either trim, or if it's acrylic yarn, you can melt the end a little bit. It'll be fine. All right. So here is our secured proper magic ring or magic circle. And here is our faux magic ring, magic circle. So you can see in the center, there's not much of a difference. There's the back, the wrong side. So there we go. All right, I can remember which one's which. This one's magic circle. This one is the not so magic circle. The magical way of not doing a magical circle, a magic circle. So, but anyway, yep, that's it. Just an alternative. If magic ring circles are just a struggle in general, or you're having difficulty with whatever type of yarn you're using, this is always a great alternative. Just starting with that chain foundation and just single crocheting into that spot, or single double, however your pattern calls for it. But there we go. Good luck.